Okay, here's my 2015 Volkswagen GTI Autobahn again. It's a little bit shy of the first year of ownership. I have 10,000 kilometers on it. I'm just about to take it in for the first oil change within the next week. And I wanted to talk to you about some of the modifications that I've done to it, and as well as things that I do to keep it, clean and shiny and maintained. So, first thing is, auto detailing. This is just after a wash. I have not waxed it, and this is just the residual protection from last season. The stuff that I use is what I consider to be the best stuff I've ever come across, and it's Zaino by Zaino Bros. It's a polymer instead of a wax, and the stuff is fantastically easy to use. Longevity of it is just something that I haven't ever come across before, and the shine as well. Look at the hood. You can see the reflection of the sky in my house and everything. It's just awesome stuff. So actually, let me show you that first. Car care, right? Car care is a big deal. What do I use? I've had many cars, and this is what I consider to be kind of the best arsenal for your car. First of all, glass cleaning. Invisible glass. I find that to be the best. Cloth. So I did 303 fabric guard protection. Tire care. The very best tire care I've ever come across. 303 aerospace protectant. Any rubber, any vinyl. This is what it says, sunscreen for your stuff. It's fantastic. Doesn't ever brown, doesn't sling, soaks right in. It's actually a rubber restorant. Then we get into the Zaino. You can buy a lot of this stuff, but really you only need, if you're going to get started, just buy some of the wash, which again, you don't really need that, but it is a good base. All in one, it's kind of a mild abrasive, and the first coat. This one is totally optional. This is just a polish. It's Z2. This is one of the newest chemicals, Clear Seal. This stuff is amazing. It's like doing 7 coats of this, and all you do is you just spray it on, wipe it on, and leave it. And it clears it, and it sets it all in. Then you get into your spray waxes. Spray shine that I normally use, which is Z6. I do prefer Z6. This is Z8. This stuff is even shinier, and you want to use this extremely sparingly. That's something about the Zaino, is extreme small amounts. I've had this bottle for probably years. No joke. Actually, it's kind of I have to reorder every decade. I'm serious. You pay a little bit more for it up front, but you do not buy wax every season. Then, kind of clay bars and getting abrasives off the paint. I've always used clay in the past. Last year was the first time that I tried a new kind of nano pad. So I got this economy nano pad, and this is a kind of a clay replacement. So it has nanoparticle fibers, and it picks up the dirt and grime out of your paint just as effective as clay does. Onto the car and the modifications. Most of the modifications I'm going to talk about are through VCDS. It's Rostec, used to be called VAG-COM, and it's a way that you can use your computer to connect to the car computer system, modify the CANBUS protocol to do things that either unlock features or change the configuration of certain aspects of the car. Modification is remote control windows. So hold down unlock, all windows open. So unlocked automatic rain closing. So then if I lock the car, walk away, if it starts raining, all the windows will close on their own. Some of the other modifications I've done is I turned off the SoundAktor, which is the little fake rumbly box that makes your engine note a little bit deeper in the cabin. It's somewhat unnecessary. Just testing it this week, I've turned it off for the first time. I prefer it off. The car is plenty loud. You can hear the real engine. Some other changes, such as coming home, leaving home. It's too light out right now, but when it gets dark enough, when you unlock the car, your lights come on. And I've changed it so that instead of the bi-xenon coming on, the fogs turn on. Into some of the interior modification. Something I've changed as well, which is hard. I'm telling you about all this stuff, and I'll put a link, or I'll describe all the changes I've made in the prescription down below. And fob activated with ignition on. The fob still is working when the ignition is on. Let me turn the car on. Needle sweep is something that you can unlock, but my car had it by default. go into the radio first. So something I've changed on the radio. If I go to car, I have to wait for this thing to boot up. Driving school mode. So this is something that I've unlocked, and what it provides you with is your speed, your signal is on left or right, your distance of your trip, your time that you had your engine running for, your average speed and your average efficiency, and your range to empty. So that is a new mode that you normally don't have. Typically you just have your distance since refuel, extended period, you have your fuel information. So the driving school is kind of a neat one. I'm not really a fan of the name, but the data that it shows you is quite nice. Normally you just have your vehicle status menu, which doesn't really tell you a whole lot. Tire pressure, all that stuff. If we go into the car menu, go into the settings and go into lighting. Whoops, I need to go into car settings. There are a lot of menus, right? So lights, I have automatic headlights during rain, convenience indicating, coming home, leaving home. Adaptive front lighting is on. When we get into mirrors and wipers, so synchronized mirror adjustment you can have on and off. This is a new one that I unlocked, lowering in reverse. So if I turn this knob to the passenger side, and if I put the car into reverse, the mirror automatically lowers, which is cool if you're going to back into a spot, so then you don't curb your rim. So in the car menu, I'm going to show you mirrors and wipers, automatic rear wiper in reverse, open and close. So there we go, automatic closing in rain. That is one that I have unlocked. There are many little tweaks that you can do. The other major change that I made was to the way the lights work. And of when you have your daytime running lights on, normally when you signal right or signal left, the UDRL would completely turn off. Now I have it set up so that they stay on. Let me show you that. So I'll have my left indicator blinking. I'll show you how I change the front and the right lights, or the front and the rear lights. So normally in this condition where you only have your UDRLs, they would go out completely, and I didn't like that. So now I have it set to dim 50%. So they still stay on, but it's half brightness of this one. Now, onto the rear. I wasn't a fan of how the rear signals worked. This is stock. The inside bulbs did almost nothing. They were just a static light like you see over here. And now I have it set up so that both flash. And also it's set up so that both are brake. So now when I press the brake pedal, all four lights come on full brightness and my center. All right, I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other things that I modded, but that should be enough to kind of cover it for now. I'll put in some links to where I found this information, and yeah, that's about it for now. As I said, I'm just about to go in for my first oil change, and then once that oil change is done, I'm going to be installing this, which is the new speed power module, and that'll unlock a bunch more horse and a bunch more torque. Okay, bye.